All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
We're set. 19. 55, Mike. Pick it up. 55. 59. 15. Check 50. Check.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
He's crashing. 55.
They'll try the right side with Bell. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Flushed out right. And he's going to go down again. Brian Burns in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He gets it to Thomas. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Under 10. Under 10. Watch the safety creep. Shoot.
The former Florida Gator, Jordan Scarlett, the rookie with the carry. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2nd and 9 now. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first time. I'll try to do better here. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
No gain on this defense, no gain. Whip. Watch the whip. Where you at? Who's that? Is that yours? 54. Mike 5'4", Mike 5'4".
From the gun, here's Watson. And it's caught by Herndon. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the Panthers' 45-yard line.
Where's that? 19. 54, Mike. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. 59.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Here we go.
And the Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin able to record his 5th sack of the season. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Watson now to throw. It's complete. Stills. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Hey, keep it up, keep it up. Hey, check right, check right. Watch it, hey, let's get that ball, D, let's get that ball.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Hey, alert.
Here's Watson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But now it's 3rd and goal. This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Check hot route.
Watson looks to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here I come, here I come. Check, check. Fresno.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Taking a shot into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Eluding the pressure right. Caught here by Bell. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Check 26, check 26. I'm to the floor. Tight door. Check. Hey, you
moving, man. Man moving. You got to go.
Bell. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's got his track, and it's caught. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 31.
Check 13. Check 13.
Get the boy down. He's coming.
Out of the gun, Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq tops it, making his presence felt on the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Watson. And that's complete to Cooks. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Carolina. Jordan Scarlett with his first career NFL touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now Bell, and he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. A gain of 3, second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Check. Switch.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. After the run, Watson going to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This will be fielded at the 17. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know what they've always said? I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Bell, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
55, 54. Let's go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson, flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic. We own them. We own them. Mike 52, Mike 52. You bet.
Now Watson throwing on 3rd and long. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Out, 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 out. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Motion, motion.
Here's Bell, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
54. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Hey, 25. Check 24, watch 24. Wide, get wide. Showing it, showing it.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Come on, 54 Mike. Check, watch the 26. I got him. Kill. Turn up. Kill, turn up. Check the back. 54. 59. Tighten up. He's coming.
Now Watson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
26 Mike.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to... Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
1st down, Carolina.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Check 37. Jim. Say.
Looking to throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is taken in at the 5. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
Let's go. Watch twist. Watch twist.
They'll set up to throw. He's got it. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Mike 55. Mike 55. Focus, defense, focus.
Second and 2. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Ian Thomas, as the first half is winding down, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Coming this way. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. First thing. Small. Right there. 54 Mike. Watch the run. They're running it. Check 3. Check 3. Kill. Check 54. Switch.
Throwing again is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Third down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground, and he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
2nd and 11. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Check safety, check safety. Check. Rush in.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Bobby McCain. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. There, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Le'Veon Bell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit. But for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Panthers take over.
That's it, baby. We got work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. They will start the drive with Scarlett. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Go. Switch. Kill. Hey, turn it up. My game.
Back to throw. And Thomas has it. And he goes out right around the 39.
Complete to Ian Thomas.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Watch the split. Go. You ain't got nothing. Mike 8. Coming. My game.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther 1st down.
Set, put the flag. Here we go.
Right here, right here.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina! Curtis Samuel, his third touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Flushed out right. This is caught at the 20. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. A huge play there for Houston. 55 yards.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on first and 10.
Hey, 31!
This is Bell. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Hey, what's that? 19! 54! Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Mike, 54. Let's go.
Throwing on second and 14. Watson eluding the pressure right. And he slings one that's incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Personally, I think they've got to go somewhere else with the football. They've got to bracket it out there in double coverage. Makes it hard to fit it in time after time.
It would have had to have been an absolutely perfect pass and not good enough. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike 52. Watch the run. Hey, Mike 52. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds of man right there.
Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away.
The Panthers take over.
Let's go.
25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll run it with Scarlett, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Watch the slant. He's crashing. He's good.
2nd and 13. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Now back to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
After the interception, here's Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Kenny Stills, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Tight end right. 3, go. Hey, check. 3 down. 26, Mike. Bandit. Kill.
2nd and 10. And he's got the hook up to Moore. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Carolina.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40.
First down, Panthers.
Back now in Houston. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the fourth and final quarter of play. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40.
Watch the seal.
He'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Hey, alert! At 55!
Watson on 1st down. He's letting it fly for Cooks. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Taking a shot for Samuel. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Whip. Watch the whip. Watch the eye.
Hey, 59.
Flag, alert, flag.
59. Orbit.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson going deep here for Stills. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Texans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8.
Shift. Watch the shift.
49. Check 49.
To throw is Watson. He finds his man Johnson. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines.
The Panthers take
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
at their own 28-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
3 down. 26, Mike. 26, Mike. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just Mark. It's just me and you.
They'll look to throw here. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Ready? 26, Mike. 26, Mike. 65. 65. Check. Fresno. Shift. Check. We're out. Check. Hatchet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though.
26, Mike. Here we go. 26, Mike.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. He don't know no better. Mike, 55. Woo! Mike, 55. Watch the curl.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Completes it to Samuel. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
What we got? Hey, check Mike 11. You run. Hey, check Mike 11.
Man, I got you.
Check. Come on.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to look deep for more. And now here is another interception. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What did you see on that one? Rookie mistake or just good defense?
It was a combo plate, but the rookie quarterback, he'll take it all on his shoulders, and the frustration level is evident. You can see it with him. If that's a veteran quarterback, he walks off like he just threw a touchdown pass because he doesn't want to show that to the defense. The young guys, they take it more to heart. It's on their sleeve a little bit. He'll learn as he goes along how to hide his emotions.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now that turnover might just about do it. Here, fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock. And no forward progress here. This is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. He's going to look deep for more. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
On first down, Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Dante Jackson picks it, and he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker. Complete. Give him 15 there. The Panthers have a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw now on first down. Open man is Robbie Anderson. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Looking to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Set, ready. Ball trot. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Going quickly out wide to Moore. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Extra point try good by Gano, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Cooks, and he's across for the touchdown, and in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable, but do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense, but that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Gary and Conley, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. That's one of those interceptions watching from up here that quarterback wide receiver just looked a little out of sync.
They did look a little out of sync, and yeah, they're going to examine that when they get to the sidelines, and they'll talk about it throughout next week when they watch the tape. But the guy who's going to be there for him, really in his ear, is his center. Because that's a special relationship for a rookie quarterback. Your center handles your line calls. He gets everyone in the proper position to block. He'll be the first guy back to pick you up after you've been knocked down. And that's the guy you watch the extra film with and try and learn the league.
They'll go again with Bell. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Watch safety creep, watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
3rd and 2, Watson. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Texans, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.